This is The Good Life with VeegMama, where I interview special guests and cook a recipe inspired by their products and services that empower people to live their best lives. And today's guest is AJ Cosmo, children's book author extraordinaire. Welcome, AJ.
Thank you.
This is a little fun fact about me you might not know. I also write children's books. And as a mother of three, children's literature is very near and dear to my heart. And AJ is a self-made success. I am so thrilled to have him here. He has like a dozen, I don't even know how many you have, like 30?
We're over 30.
Yeah, over 30 books. And they're fun, and they're targeted towards like the first to second grade level.
Second, third grade, something like that, yeah.
But what's really exciting today, we kind of have like a little sneak preview of his latest book, which is his first middle grade novel called Soaked. And that has inspired our awesome recipe for today. That is so much fun, and it's actually a great recipe to make with kids too. So I'm kind of excited about this all around. So it's a great family recipe. Too. And so the book is called Soaked, and we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. And that inspired the very soaked burrito for today. It's going to be a very wet, ooey gooey recipe, and I hope you guys like it. So as you can see, we've got kind of everything laid out. It's going to be super quick to put this together. So I'm just going to jump in and have AJ, you tell us a little bit about Soaked. Give us the rundown. What's it all about?
Well, Soaked is about a boy by the name of Aiden who is bullied by this kid named Jacob. And on the last day of school, before summer class starts, he stands up to the bully. And the bully does not like what happens and responds by sending a text to every child in school that they'll receive a $500 GameStop gift card and total immunity for next year if they bring him Aiden. So we find our hero kid and his two friends at the other end of the neighborhood trying to get back home whenever the entire neighborhood is now after them because of what Jacob's done.
And it's great. He does such a great job of building suspense and drama and all like from what a kid, like you feel like what a kid would feel, you know, in that like, oh my God, I'm going to get it. They're all after me. And you just, your voice is so strong. Aiden's voice is so great. And all the shenanigans that go on with them. Think of kids building forts and, you know, going on adventures and all these, they're great imaginations. You've really done a great job of getting into a child's head and kind of exploring, like, if you were Aiden, what would he do and what would he be thinking?
Yeah, the story at its heart is about bullying, and it's about standing up for what you believe in, even whenever you don't want to. Like, doing what you don't want to do. Right. And that's kind of the heart of the story.
And it's a beautiful story. And it's so timely because, I mean, for all you parents out there, bullying is a huge issue, especially now it's gotten a lot of attention. National organizations are talking about it. And it's very obvious, very germane to, you know, this grade level. So I think it's great that you're taking it on. And taking it on in kind of a different way, I would think, because the way that he's being bullied or attacked is a little different than, you know, I'm not going to give anything away, but Soaked is kind of it kind of tells you a little hint, gives you a little clue. But it's a different look at it, and I think that's exciting and new. So it's a topic that's been going around, but it's also being told in a new and fun way.
Thank you. No, one of the goals with the story was to create something that a child would pick up and not want to put down. So the story is very heavily, as writers we call them hooks. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of hooks to the story. You want to keep reading the next chapter.
Well, I couldn't put it down. I literally read it in one setting because I'm like, well, I got to see what happens next. I hate waiting to find out what happens next.
So you know, we're there's a lot of research coming to light about boys, particularly after the fourth grade, stop reading. And that's something that I'm looking into. I'm wanting to contribute to say, you know, here's material, here's stories that can compete with video games, that can compete with YouTube or any of the other distractions, because, you know, it hooks you and it keeps you going, because, you know, it's been scientifically shown now that reading for children is it is a indicator of how well they'll do in life. Absolutely. It actually increases their income earning by something like 30%. If they start reading young.
Incredible.
So this is kind of the goal with Soaked, along with just telling an entertaining story.
It's fabulous. Yeah. This guy is awesome. Like, I love him. He's so great. He's in it for the right reasons, which actually is a good segue. Why children's books? I mean, you know, isn't it? As we're talking, I'm gonna just turn down the beans. I hear them sizzling a little bit over here.
I don't know. I think the stories that I wanted to tell, I've always loved dinosaurs, monsters, and aliens. And so when I just started writing, I just kind of shotgunned a whole bunch of things out there. And the one that people responded to, the ones that felt right were the children's books.
Okay.
And since then, I've just kind of gone with it. And we were discussing this earlier. I seem to write at a lower grade level, and I don't know what that means, but.
Well, I write picture books. So what does that say about me? I don't know. We're little kids.
That's the other aspect is that I'm an illustrator. I've been painting and drawing and airbrushing for my entire life.
Did you do the cover?
Yeah, I did everything.
I didn't realize that you did the cover. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
And you can see the cover, by the way. And we're gonna, if you go to VeegMama.com on the blog post, you will get the full recipe as always from today, and you will also see the cover and links to buy the book and everything, of course. But oh my gosh, I'm like even more excited.
No.
You're amazing.
Well, thank you.
This is fabulous. I didn't realize. I don't know how I didn't know this. I didn't realize you're an illustrator too.
Yeah. So it was like the children's books were a way to combine the two aspects of my creative life.
Okay.
And
see, do what you love, and look what happens. Follow what you love. The money will come eventually. But we're happy in the meantime.
That is true. No, so yeah, it's just I've always created worlds. I've always tried to tell stories, and I used to. I remember having an art teacher that got upset with me because I would create these little alien creatures, and then he'd be like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Well, that's this, and it lives in this, and this is what it does during the day." And he's like, "Can't you ever draw anything without explaining it?" I was just like, "No."
Oh, there's a story there. That's a great writer is a true storyteller. That's lovely. I love that story. All right. Okay. So I was when you said monsters, you have another series.
Yes.
Monsters A to Z, and that's a really fun series. Maybe we should talk a little. So we are focusing on soap today, but these are such great books. So just tell us what that series is about.
So Monsters A to Z started off with a book of the same name, and what I did was I went through the alphabet, and for each letter created a monster and told a little just a little background information on what that monster does.
So creative. Like the monsters are like, of course, like a kid would be like, oh my gosh, it's something a kid would come up with. I mean, you really are in the child's mind. You know your consumer very well.
Oh, I hope so. So one an example was like D. The letter D. D is for dock diver. So a dock diver is a thing that jumps into the water. It collects trash. It lives by the riverside, and it's kind of the thing that you see like if you're ever near a stream of water and you see like just something jump in and you don't know what it is. Well, that was a dock diver. So after I did the first book, the Kindle, which all of my books are available on Kindle and Amazon. The Kindle actually will show highlights of what people highlight.
Oh,
so
okay,
you see group
it's like
highlighting.
Consumer research at its best, right?
So, something like that, yeah. And what I noticed was almost every monster in that book, even though there wasn't a story, almost every monster had a couple of highlights. So I knew that kids were going through there and selecting their favorites. I'm like, okay, so why don't we give each of the monsters their own book?
Okay.
And so I partnered with other writers, and we started doing a book for each monster. And each of the stories in the series is styled differently because it's written differently. So we have one that's a poem. We have one that's kind of a scary story. We have one that's a comedy. The one that I did was more of a picture book. The dock diver one, it kind of reminds me of The Secret Garden a little bit because that. So and each of those books has their own illustration style as well. Because I've done all the illustrations for these, and we're 14 books into the series out of 26.
Wow. So much material, though, which is incredible.
It's a huge amount of material. I have a tendency to underestimate projects like, I'll just build that bridge in a weekend. But I thought that I would have it done by October of last year.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm like, whatever.
No, they're great. You please check out these books. Your kids will love them. Grown-ups will love them too. I really enjoy them.
Well, the other thing was that they're all on Kindle Unlimited. Okay. And Kindle Unlimited is a ebook subscription service through Amazon. So the idea was if you like it, you can subscribe to Kindle Unlimited for a month. I don't care. And then each of those books you can just go through and use you use the original book as kind of the launching point,
Yes.
and each one of them is connected to it. So.
Okay, that's fabulous.
Oh, thank
See,
you.
that's a great use of ebooks. I mean, really, like that's how you should be doing it. I love it. Okay, so let's get started. We're gonna keep talking, but let's get started on this recipe. This is super simple. Like I said, it's really good for the kids to help you make. And the filling today is going to be a bean filling, and I used black beans and pinto beans because those are my favorite, but you obviously could use anything, kidney beans, chickpeas even, whatever. So this is super simple. You're gonna cut up 1 onion, chop it up, you're gonna saute it in 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil or a 1/4 cup of vegetable broth if you want to be oil-free. And to make this really simple, as far as seasoning, you guys, I love Penzi Spices. I'm always plugging them. I love them so much. They're family owned and they're just so good. Taco seasoning makes it really simple and easy to make. And you're just gonna saute the onion, and then when it's golden brown after about 5 minutes, you're gonna add in the beans, stir it up, and season it. Squeeze in your lemon or your lime juice, and there's your filling. You're done. But it's gonna get ooey and gooey. I was so excited when I told AJ we were brainstorming about the recipe. I was like, okay, so what are we gonna make? I'm so inspired by Soaked, and I had a couple ideas for wet types of dishes. So I proposed the wet burrito. I was like, oh yes, let's make this as ooey and gooey as possible. So it's gonna get really ooey and gooey and really wet in here fast. First thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna layer on the beans. We're gonna put in the cheeses first, and I'm using Daiya cheese. This is a non-soy cheese. It's a gluten and soy-free, cholesterol-free, and their shreds, in my opinion, are the best for using when melting. No, it's tapioca-based.
It's tapioca?
It's tapioca-based. If you want to just go and sprinkle a little bit of cheese on there.
We are doing both of these flavors.
I'm gonna. Yes.
Is
so
this
I'm putting.
Or?
Yeah, but it's gonna get gooey, so you're gonna put feel
well,
free, whatever. Yeah. So I like to do like a mix here of both the cheddar and the mozzarella because I just thought it's fun to have both. Okay, so then choose whatever salsa you want, whatever jarred salsa. And I am a big fan of Trader Joe's. I talk about Trader Joe's a lot. I love them, and they've become so vegan friendly. I gotta share the love. So this is my favorite salsa, the garlic chipotle. I love like that smokiness of chipotle. So that's what this is gonna be, or that's what this is. And we're just gonna put a little bit of salsa in there. So I see it's starting to get messy in here.
It's starting to.
Okay.
Lift it up there.
So there we go, you like that. And then we're gonna roll it. Okay, so there is our masterpiece is about to get really good. So then what I've done is I have taken a enchilada sauce, and I am all as a busy mom of 3. I am all about time-saving tricks. So you could make your homemade enchilada sauce if you wanted to, but I don't really have time to do that on a regular basis. So I purchased a jarred one. They also have, this is from Trader Joe's and it's vegan. But Ralph's and Vaughn's, there's all sorts of canned enchilada sauces that are fantastic as well. But this is one that's great. And what I did is I just doctored it up. So I added my own little spices to it, which was a teaspoon of cumin and a teaspoon of garlic salt or garlic powder, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, just to give it like a little.
I mean, it has a very tomato bisque smell to it. So I'm wondering if you could you substitute?
There's some, you know what? Yeah, why not? I think I think cooking and recipes are all about customizing it to your taste profile. So whatever's gonna make you and your family want to eat this and be, but yeah, why not? So we're gonna do 2 sauces. So we have the regular enchilada sauce, red. Then there's also a green sauce, like a tomatillo, which is my favorite. I love tomatillo enchiladas. I love that. Now, tomatillo sauce is really time intensive to make. You have to boil the tomatillos, and then you have to crush them. So again, I'm taking some help from Trader Joe's, and I'm getting their salsa verde. You can also purchase a green enchilada sauce from any major supermarket store. This one is so good. I didn't do anything to this one. This one's so good. So what we're gonna do is we're going to layer on. This is running, and it's gonna get gooey. So you can really make this as wet as you want. My kids I made this a little bit earlier in the week. We're just kind of getting their take on it, and I'm like making a total mess, aren't I?
I think you're allowed.
Okay. We're in the kitchen.
Okay.
Don't want to get messy. And then we're going to add
Salsa, whoa.
Yeah, I like that.
Wow.
I like the salsa verde. I like the salsa
good.
verde. Okay, so then this is what do you like to slice avocado or do you like me to do that?
Well, you want me to slice that?
It's
I'm going to demonstrate the proper way to score an avocado.
Oh, you have some cooking technique.
A little bit. And then I'm immediately going to stir it up. Oh, see?
Oh, wait. Actually, wait. Don't put it on just
don't
yet.
Put it, okay.
What's going to be the final touch? Because I love making everything look beautiful. Okay. This is where the kids, I think, can really get into it. Like, you could have them help you layer the stuff on and all that. But this is kind of where it gets really fun for them because they can customize it. I'm all about... With my family meals, I like to do what I call mixed meals, where I'll make like tacos, for example, and everyone can kind of customize it their way. So this is like the same thing. Did you get your hands on this?
I got my hand. I got avocado all
here. Hey, it's not a party in the kitchen if you're not getting this. That's right. That's what I say. You gotta get a little dirty. So, okay, so red onions. My daughter loves red onions. And then tomatoes, I love tomatoes, so I always have tomatoes. All of my kids inherited my love of olives. I could eat them by the can, literally. It's bad. Don't do that, by the way. Don't eat them. I got in so much trouble when I was a kid because my mom would come home and she'd see that I'd eaten a can of olives and she'd be like, all the sodium in there is so bad for you.
Think of your blood pressure.
I'm like, oh, sorry. I love it. A little cilantro. My husband isn't a cilantro fan, so I always put this on the side because he has like that weird thing where it tastes like soap if he has cilantro.
I have that with celery.
Then my final, sour cream. So when you go vegan, you can't have sour cream anymore, sadly, but you can. So there are a lot of brands on the market. This, you guys, if you're gonna buy sour cream, this is the one to buy. Tofutti, I swear. It tastes like the real thing. Some of my friends would beg to differ, but I think it tastes like the real thing. It is a soy-based product, or tofutti,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're just gonna put a little dollop on top. This looks so pretty, and I'm like
for the avocado mess I made.
So now we need your beautiful avocado that AJ so lovely did, and this is where you're just we're gonna put a little bit like this. See how pretty that is?
Oh my gosh.
And then I forgot, you're going to put more cheese on it.
Now are we going to blast this with heat to get some okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're going to put this in I'm a microwave person. Some people don't like using a microwave. I'm like all for the microwave. We're just going to zap this for like 45 seconds to a minute. Okay, so while that's heating up and melting, doing its thing. So tell us ebooks. All of your books are available as ebooks. Why did you choose that format? Because that's kind of a new and exciting way, especially for children's authors these days to get out there.
Yeah, I really, I started out on the Amazon platform because believe it or not, I am horribly shy.
No, you're not. I don't believe it.
Well, unless you're watching this video, I guess not. But when I started off, I had just very, very low confidence in the entire machine setup of traditional publishing, and really just started with Amazon just being like, I don't know, well, if you put it up there and nobody sees it, then whatever, And it turned out to be just exactly what I needed because you get absolute honesty from the audience. If they don't like it, nobody's going on there and giving you a 5-star review out of sympathy, right?
Right.
So,
that's a good point.
Yeah. So
it's honest feedback. You're right.
I just the Kindle platform when I started was still new, and Amazon was really pushing it, and it just sort of happened. I don't know. I was sitting down and I was putting out. I really put out 3 books before anybody took notice, and then the 4th book was The Monster That Ate My Socks. And then that hit number 1 in the category, and all of a sudden you're a children's book author.
Read that book.
So as far as the ebook platform is concerned, I think that it gives both readers and writers a new tool set and almost a new medium. A lot of commentary view ebooks as an extension or just another distribution channel of traditional publishing,
right.
But I think it's wrong. I think that we have a lot of design space for creating content that hasn't been seen before, that specifically can go to ebooks, which is kind of the genesis of the Monsters A to Z series. You can't. If I was to print out the A to Z series as one book, it would be over 600 pages and probably cost close to $200.
Oh my gosh.
But and I think that if we can encourage children and get children on kind of like a reading train where the books go to books. And I don't care if it's my books or somebody else's books, but the ebook, the Kindle, the iPad, those have the power to, okay, you read a book, it's checked off. Maybe it's not as long as an old traditionally published book, but there's a sense of accomplishment. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Every night we have a different story. Every day we have a different story. The stuff's
so
good.
Great.
Yeah, and there's this huge untapped potential there. So
there is so much heart in you. Like he's got. I mean, for that alone, I want you to check out his books because the feeling behind them and the love that you give them, and I think the intention that you put for kids and for just the whole. I mean, the facts you were stating about how much better kids do in life. I mean, there's such a good heart here and intention, and it shows through in the work. And I don't say that about everybody. And it's not. And I love books. I read a lot of books, so that does come through in his work. And so I think check it out. Let's see how our burrito's doing. Our soaked burrito. Oh yeah. This is. Ooh, it's nice and hot. Do you see this? Can you see?
Can we tilt it? Do we want to do a close-up?
I know, smell-o-vision. You want this? This looks so good. So I think we're going to devour this off camera. Before we go, tell us where we can buy. You just told us Amazon.
Yep.
Tell us, where's your website?
Website is ajcosmo.com. You can also find me on Twitter at ajcosmokids.
He has great stuff on Twitter.
Thank you. No. And I respond to everybody. Like if you send me an email or a tweet, I will talk back to you. I love hearing from people, even people who have a problem with me. So and
you do events? Do you do events? Are you out in the community?
I don't have one coming up.
He's local in Los Angeles.
Yes. So if you need a writer in LA, there's
or an
8 million to choose from.
Or an illustrator.
I don't have it upcoming yet, but we're working on that.
Okay.
We just got done with a school visit, not like a week ago or something.
Oh, that's actually a good thing to plug. He's available for school visits.
Yes.
So if you're a parent watching and want to see if he can come to one of your schools, definitely reach out and get the principal and everything involved. Contact him.
Absolutely no author fee or appearance fee.
That's
I don't
great.
know. There is a whole thing about democratizing creativity, democratizing reading. The internet has kind of taken everything and crumbled it, and we're kind of all rearranging and finding new meaning out of it. So.
It's fabulous. So, yay! Thank you, AJ. We are going to go devour this burrito. Thank you so much for watching. You can visit VeegMama.com for more information about AJ. Click through to get the full recipe, all the details there. You ready to try this?
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted to try this for like 30 minutes.
Okay, here it goes. I hope he likes it as much as my family did. I loved it, but it's my cooking. So.
Do you see that? I'm using a knife to eat it.
I love it. Yay!
It's hot.
Okay, he's gonna burn his mouth, but
That's amazing.
Yay! Yay! Thank you.
The gooiness, the drippiness, the cheese just does this thing where it spreads out across your mouth when you eat it. Yeah.
Okay, so as a non-vegan, tell me, does this satisfy a cheese craving for you?
I actually would prefer this over real cheese. No, this is awesome.
I'm so excited.
So thank you so much. I think this perfectly encapsulates soaked. It is very much wet and drenched, and this was awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
You are so welcome.